So today I'm gonna discuss an area that majority of students go wrong in, and I think is one of the primary causes of failing within university. And that, of course, is time management. What do you actually do with your time? Now, I know that in university, there's not a lot of time to do a lot of things. And of course, the workload is a lot. And besides the workload, of course, you have your own life to live. You have your own things to do, your own obligations, all that stuff. But you know what? I'll be very honest with you. The better you plan your time, the more you actually see how much time you actually have available to you. Because I think the biggest problem comes in when we aren't accountable for our own time. You know, when we don't take account for what we do every single hour of the day. Because I think once we start, just performing that little bit of an audit of what you do throughout the day, then you'll actually see how much time you end up wasting, in quotation marks. So I think the very, 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 very first step for you to begin on this journey, and I want you to see this as a journey through time management. Time management isn't a once-off, I set my planner and I do this and I do that. No, time management, as with any skill, is a journey, and you get better and better at it as you go along. So the very, 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 very first step is just take an audit of your time. Go throughout your day, but be aware of what you do every single hour of the day. And if possible, note that down as well. Write it down so that you know what you've spent your time doing. And in doing this as well, don't change what you do in a normal day just to sort of make yourself look better. It needs to be a very honest review of your time. Whether you've spent time with friends, whether you've done this, whether you've done that, whatever you've done, even naps and stuff, just take note of what you do during a day and understand your sort of daily routine. Once you've understood that, then I think the next important thing to do is understand the times when you're most productive. So for some people it's early in the morning, for others it's late at night, for others it's in the early AMs, 1 a.m., 2 a.m., whatever. But you need to identify the times when you're most productive, when you do your best work, when you focus the best. And this differs from person to person, but you'll know when you're most productive. You'll know when you do most of your studying. Now, next up, it's important for you to understand your obligations over the next few weeks, months. Understand what's due academically. Understand the things that you've set out to do with your friends. Understand the obligations that you have that are essentially set in stone, the plans that you've made, and understand those up front so that you can better structure your time and better allocate things within your weeks. So once again, just get a calendar out, whether you do it on the computer. This is obviously a method that I prefer, or whether you do it on a piece of paper or a physical calendar, whatever you choose. Get out a calendar and write out all your obligations. Write out all the due dates for assignments, test days, exam days, and even your personal sort of area as well. Please write this down. I think one thing that people get wrong in time management is they focus on one area in their life. So they'll focus on academics. They'll just write a whole lot of academic stuff down. Academic stuff. But remember that as a person, and guys, I always say this, but as a person, you're more than just your role as a student. You're more than just your role in one specific area. You're a holistic person. There's a lot to you. So within your time management as well, it's important to integrate these different parts of your life. Very, very important. So yes, guys, be sure to incorporate all these different areas in your life. Now, the next step after, of course, you've plotted down all your commitments across the months, or what the case may be, is actually planning out your weeks. This is a really, really important step. You need to effectively plan out your weeks, but very, very important, guys, super important. I think this is the key to to effective time management is you need to be realistic. You need to be realistic. I can't emphasize this enough, guys. You can't you can't put down that you're gonna study for 5 hours straight. That's just not reasonable. That's not realistic, especially if you've never done that before. So incorporate how effective you are and how sort of long you study and your study lengths, and remember to incorporate breaks as well. Don't forget, it's okay to put in a break within your schedule. So yes, guys, be realistic in how you plan out your days, weeks, and stuff, and in doing this as well, you help yourself meet your obligations. And the more you actually meet the stuff that you plan out, the more inspired you'll be to continue planning. And it's a sort of cycle like that, because another area where students go wrong within time management is they'll often set unrealistic expectations, then they won't meet them, of course, which is understandable because they were unrealistic to begin with. Then they'll become demoralized, feel behind. And I know a lot of you who are listening can resonate to what I'm saying. I've done this as well a lot of times, where I just set completely unrealistic expectations and I don't meet them. That's what happens. So be realistic in the stuff you set out for yourself every single week, and really try follow your plan. So I'd say plan a week in advance, perhaps plan on a Sunday for the coming week, and then every single morning just go through your plan, go through what you said you're going to do today, and then actually do it. And as you do it, tick it off on your planner, whether it's online or on a piece of paper. Just tick it off, because that is also a form of validation, in the sense of you are actually doing something, you are being productive. And at the end of the day, this is another really important step, I can't emphasize this enough, but review. So once you've gone through your day, go back to your plan and actually see what you actually did, what you didn't do, and make notes. Understand why you didn't do what you didn't do, what you did well, so that the next day you can, get better, you can improve. I did say at the beginning of this video that you should see time management as a skill, as a journey that you progressively get better and better at. So in as much as you need to meet the stuff that you set for yourself, but you also need to focus on improving your time management skill as well. This is super important. So just go back, review, understand what you did well, what you didn't do well, and then apply it the next day. And see if you improve. And then, just go through this cycle of constant review and application. And I promise you, within 3 weeks, within a month, within 2 months, you'll see a massive difference in your productivity, in your focus as well. And I think one of the last sort of tips that I want to give you guys is be patient with yourself. You're not going to get it right the first time. This is very important. You're not going to get it right the first time. And I'm not saying this to dissuade you or to demoralize you, but I'm being realistic with you, because it's just like walking for the first time. As a baby, you're not just going to stand up and start walking perfectly. You're going to fall a few times. It's not going to be perfect. It's the exact same with time management. You're going to fall a few times. It won't be perfect, but it's all about improvement. It's a journey. It's a skill that you're improving in yourself. So be patient with yourself and know that some days will be better than others. Some days you'll be super productive, insanely productive. You'll get everything that you want to get done. You'll be happy, all that good stuff. But I think for the most part, the days won't be as good. The days won't be as productive as you want them to be. Maybe your weeks won't be productive. So that's okay. That's fine. As long as you're actively trying, of course. I'm not saying now, go out, have fun with friends when you're supposed to be studying, and that's okay. I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is you've put your best foot forward, you're trying your best, but things didn't necessarily go your way. That is okay. Be kind to yourself, be patient with yourself, and be consistent. Please, guys, if there's one thing that I want to leave you guys with, and I think this consistency applies every single area, honestly speaking, but please, guys, be consistent with your time management. Don't just do it once off and then it's done, but really try do it throughout the semester, throughout the year as well, because I promise you guys it will make a massive difference in your ability to succeed in university, in your marks as well. I really want the best for you guys. I want you guys to reach your academic obligations and your academic goals as well, but above that as well, I want you guys to be holistic human beings. I want you guys to be happy in your own skin, and I want you guys to succeed, whatever that means for you. So yes guys, this has been another episode. I think it's a very important episode. It really is. Once again, I made sure just to put it at the beginning of the semester, because I think usually people use time management as a sort of last resort when everything has failed, when they're so behind in their work that they start managing their time, and it's too late by then. It's really too late. So start applying it now. And yes guys, thank you so much for joining me. I really hope you have enjoyed this episode here. Please, I think down below there's another episode that you guys can watch. Please do subscribe as well, and until the next episode guys, let's continue on our journey in creating a better world.
Learn Smart Education, the smart way to learn.